Hello and welcome. Today I'm joined by Aleksandra Binkowska, who's CEO at Hydrogen Utopia International. How are you today, Aleksandra?
I'm very well. How are you, Zach?
First things first, you're new to the stock market. What does Hydrogen Utopia International do?
All right. So first of all, we are a licensee of the powerhouse DMG technology, which turns all the unrecyclable waste plastic into very valuable gases like hydrogen, Syngas, electricity as well. So we turn everything that nobody wants into something that everybody desires and needs. And the way we want to do it, we want to roll it out on the continent firstly, thanks to the EU grants, but we are the licensee of the powerhouse technology.
And just to make it clear for all the environmentalists and the sort of the green lobby, with the DMG technology, you don't have to worry about plastic anymore because you can use waste plastic as a fuel.
Yes.
And therefore we can use as much as we like, because we know that we can then turn it into hydrogen or other gases which can be used for electricity or for hydrogen fuel cells, etc. So that plastic crisis, one of the issues that we're facing, has now been addressed. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yes, I think it's a fair thing to say. I don't think there's any utopia, I could say, in thinking that we can get rid of plastic ever. You can see it in the amounts of plastic that are being produced. Basically, the plastic was invented in the beginning of the 20th century, but really became very popular after Second World War in 1950s, where people thought that this is like a semi-utopian material, which you can just use as much as you can and throw it away and just not worry about it, and like single use, do whatever you want. And we know now that this is the truth, and it's going to go even more and more. And you can see the growth of plastic production is going up by every year. So DMG, powerhouse DMG technology, rolled out by HUI on the continent, is the solution. Yes.
All right, so at the moment you've got the EU backing you. The EU understands what you do, and it's helping you in terms of your rollout. You have Linde, the German engineering giant, 116 billion,
170 billion
euros, and you've got Sweco. You've got big blue chip names who understand what you're doing, understand the opportunity of DMG technology to clean up the world, or clean the world in terms of plastic. How much of an impact would it make if David Attenborough or Greta Thunberg were talking about DMG technology?
I think it will make a great impact, and I would be delighted, and it will be a privilege if they will do so. I'm also addressing all the biggest or the most important, to my knowledge, NGOs that address the plastic issue. There's the Basel Action Network called BAN NGO, which has its main ambition and goal to stop the so-called waste colonialism. This is how they call it. They believe that Western countries are pretty much dumping their waste to the poor countries, and they want to stop it. I'm trying to be in touch with them. The same thing with Parley organization fighting plastic. So I will address the biggest NGOs to help me out rolling the technology wherever I can.
All right. So the action plan for 2022 is that there'll be the first DMG plant built. It will take the plastic, and then it will produce hydrogen. It'll get paid for the plastic, the sort of to go into the unit, and then you will then have the hydrogen, which will also be paid for. So you get paid twice.
Yes, exactly.
And then you'll have multiple units rolled out over Europe, and then maybe the rest of the world over time. And the income from that will be partly due to, well, you will get part of that income, and presumably Powerhouse as a licensor will get an income. So it's a a money-making machine which is going to roll out?
One hand washes the other concept. We are a symbiotic relationship with Powerhouse Energy Group. We are licensee. The moment we build a plant, they get their license fee, so we are supported by them because, of course, every time we do something, they make their profit. So.
Right, and just
win-win.
And in terms of each plant, is there any indication of what the economics of each plant are? What's the sort of the return on capex, et cetera, et cetera?
Sure. First of all, let's talk about first of a kind, next of a kind, and end of a kind. So we are now trying to assess exactly how much a plant would be, because in every country it will be obviously different, right? I wouldn't be able to say exactly now how much a plant will exactly make, but I know that it's going to make more money as we build already the first one, because then for fundamentally the heart of the system, which is the chemical conversion chamber, its price will go dramatically down. So we can have that, and of course, as we already will learn how to build it and how to do it properly, I would say that we could have our capex and they'll be also operating in poorer countries of the EU, like Bulgaria, Romania, where the OPEX will be very, very, very low. So there the profits will be much higher than, for example, in the Netherlands, where we also would like to roll our systems out. So I wouldn't talk about exact profits now because we have to assess each country, each plant. But I would say the profits will be exorbitant.
But you might have, say, I mean, I'm plucking the figures out of the air, but you might have a return on your investment after 5 years, and then you have a plant life of 20 years or something. Exactly
so. It's what you have to look at is the huge demand on hydrogen, which will be a shortage of. I mean, I'll give you a basic example of Konin, which is a city in the heart of Poland, which already ordered a bus from a group called Solaris, which is a Spanish-Polish group, and they don't have hydrogen. So the bus is being ordered. They bought the bus for tons of money. They're waiting for the bus is going to arrive very soon, and they have no hydrogen. They have no hydrogen to fuel it. So the bus will be probably standing there, and it's just too bad. So as fast as we manage to roll out DMG systems, the better for us, the better for the planet. You know, we can roll out the hydrogen economy. We can just boost it. Poznań, which is a pretty large city, 600,000 citizens, ordered 84 hydrogen buses. So already now, cities in Poland are quickly switching from electric buses to hydrogen buses because there were constant problems with electric buses, especially with the batteries in the winter, losing 30% of their capacity. Hydrogen is the future. There's a shortage of it. There will be a shortage of it. Yeah.
Okay, and so finally, you're new to the market. How are you communicating with investors? What's the goal there? Is it to sort of think about the shareholders, or is it the wider world that you're spreading the message about, waste plastic being not an enemy but a friend?
Well, I think that again, this is symbiotic. If I spread the message to the world that plastic is something that we desperately need, it's a great product, it's a great material. We need it, but at the same time, we can turn it into something great as hydrogen and syngas that we can sell. Just the markets will grasp it. So I will be communicating with the shareholders. I will be updating them about what I'm doing fairly regularly, so they know what is happening. But my main goal and ambition is to make DMG Powerhouse system, HUI system on the continent, like everywhere. I believe that. Just now, I have this incredible interest from cities who are just calling me, wanting to talk, and some of them will not have the money to build a system, but they can obtain their own grants and their own loans. So from a starting point where I had to beg a city a year ago, whatever, 1 year and 2 months ago, beg a city to talk to me. Now their city is calling me, standing in line to make sure that they could get this get the system. Just Poznań, for example, is now paying €250 per ton so they could get rid of their plastic. I mean, this is a very it's a lot of money for a city like that, and there's nobody to buy it anymore. So the price will go up. So plastic, the gate fee will go up. It has to go up. At the same time, as I said before, shortage of hydrogen, which will push the share price up, push the price of hydrogen up, obviously. I'm very optimistic.
Okay, well, we look forward to further developments. Aleksandra Binkowska, CEO at Hydrogen Utopia International, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.